everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Zendikar Rising draft. Nimble Trapfinder's the rare, and there's a Royal Eruption in here as well. So, I actually really like Trapfinder. It's a cool card. Very strong effect if you have full party. But I wonder if it's wiser to just take the Royal Eruption. I mean, this is removal that can kill your opponent. This isn't great outside of a party deck, so maybe we can pass on the Trap Finder, but it is a fun build around. It's a cool build around. But I feel like we probably just take the Royal Eruption. Yeah, we probably go with removal. That can fit. I mean, this can be played in any blue deck, but I feel like if you're not getting full party on it, it's probably not as good. And those were the only two picks that I saw worth talking about out of pack one there. All right, follow-up pick. Well, strongest card has got to be the Falconer. In red, we have Inordinate Rage and Synchronized Spellcraft that are both playable, but I think Falconer is the more exciting pick. It's also Paired Tactician, which is a strong warrior card. Red-White Warriors is an option. I haven't seen much. I feel like I don't see as much Red-White Warriors these days. I don't know if it sort of fell out of favor. Let's see. Some strong black cards, too. I like the Blood Priest. Subtle Strike's playable. I like Zoff Consumption. I suppose I should mention there's Champion in here, too, which would stick to red. But I would say Champion's weaker than Tactician, probably. I mean, this is uncommon and grows. This is common, but has 3 toughness to start off, which is nice. I think I'll just go Falconer. If I'm going to take an off-color card after a Royal Eruption, I probably take the strongest one, which I think is the Falconer. Big flying finisher with upside. So now in blue, we just have a Glacial Grasp. In red, we just have an Ardent Electromancer. The strongest card is Moss-Pit Skeleton, but it's not going to work with our first 2 picks. We do have a Pathway. Doesn't fix for either of our colors. I suppose I'm probably more interested in an Electromancer than a Glacial Grasp, but it's close. They're both pretty underwhelming cards in general. But Electromancer is a fine pick here. I mean, by that same token, Glacial Grasp is too. Of the 2 cards I have, they're probably equal in power level. Removal spell or a powerful finisher. It's tough to know which one I like more. I guess I'll just go Electromancer. Alright, well, Bug Catcher's a good card. I think it works better and typically works better in like a black-red. There's only Negate in blue. There's an Acquisitions Expert in black, which is good. But yeah, we'll take the Bug Catcher. It's a good beater. Works really well even in Wizards. At least it's a 2-mana, 3/2 Trampler most of the time in a Wizards deck. You can also cast it off an Electromancer, which is useful. Okay, so there's a lot of white cards in here. There is a Scorch Rider in red, which is playable. I can dump the Falconer, but do I just take Tactician at that point? Maybe pivot to Red-White Warriors? I can do that. Scorch Rider is also playable in the Warriors deck too, though. But I'd definitely say that's weaker than Paired Tactician. It's also Spell Shield. Am I still holding out hope I can play a Falconer? I'll just take the Tactician. I mean, it definitely wins games if we end up white. So in red, there's just a Hellhound. In blue, there's a Tempest. Neither of them are particularly exciting. We can take the Resolute Strike or the Practice Tactics. Probably take the Strike if I do end up Warriors. It's a cheap combat trick. And I think I like it more than Tactics because you can actually, you know, get through. I mean, there's pros and cons of both. But both are kind of vulnerable to removal, since if they kill your creature in response to Tactics, sometimes it just weakens your Tactics. Whereas Strike can at least maybe deal damage to my opponent. Or I could take a Spare Supplies, which isn't a great card for an aggressive deck necessarily, but might be better than a Resolute Strike. Maybe if we end up with Equipment, Resolute Strike will be better. I'm not sure. Here we can take an Ambusher. If we do go down a Warrior's Path, Ambusher is good. It's also a Scavenge Blade here, which could be moved around with a Resolute Strike. Strongest card in here is Ambush, I would say. But we'll take the Ambusher, I guess. Alright, we can take the Charger. It's a good card. Or another Electromancer. Charger's fine. We get equipment now. I mean, Charger's actually really good. It's a good uncommon. I'd say it's probably the strongest card remaining here. Maybe next to... Maybe Blood Beckoning is better. But Charger's got some big upside for a 1-drop. So here, there's a Smite, which is more of a sideboard card. Tempest, some green. Maybe green Gruul Warriors. Is that a deck? I mean, otherwise I'm taking like a Cleansing Wildfire, which really doesn't make too much sense for a Warriors deck. Probably just take a random Brute in case I end up green for some reason. All right, some decent black stuff. Probably take the Inordinate Rage, though. It's going to work well with Charger, and there could take the Spellcraft as well, but I'm going to take Rage. I actually kind of like it. All right, late Sellsword. So we're playing like Warrior Beatdown, is that right? Okay. I'm kind of okay with it. Second to last pick, Scorch Rider. Last pick, Hellhound. Well, I guess... All right, another Royal Eruption. Cleric of Lifespawn and... Wow. Well, those are some good cards, but yeah, we're probably just taking the Royal Eruption and being happy enough about that. Probably not going to play the Hellhound. Well, Apparition is a very good aggressive card. Gives you a body that deals with a creature. Even if it's temporarily, it's certainly good enough for playing Beatdown. Maybe we wheel another Rage, and we definitely want some more cheap creatures. Well, Jerboa is probably a good fit for this deck. Geez, Rooster Drake's in here? We only have a Falconer, and I guess we do have a little bit of kicker with the Royal Eruptions, but I think it's past the point of pivoting now, so probably just take the Jerboa, which actually seems fine. Can be a team buff. Otherwise, there's Outrider and Sneaking Guide. Sneaking Guide is actually playable here. We don't have a ton of incentive to be straight Warriors anyway. I guess just the paired Tactician right now, but all right. All right, Sorcerer is very strong. I don't know if we have enough synergies for it. Otherwise, I can take a Thundering Rebuke, which is solid removal. There might be enough reason to play the Sorcerer here. I don't know yet. I mean, we have Strike, Rage. So 3, 4, 5, 6 cards right now that trigger it. Or we just take a solid 2-drop removal that kills 4 toughness stuff. I guess we go Rebuke. That's tough, actually. I could see the argument for taking Sorcerer. This is a very good card, but Rebuke is good too. Dealing with 4 toughness stuff for 2 mana in an aggro deck, it's really hard to go wrong with that. Because you want to just be able to go threat, kill something, threat. The only problem, I mean, the big problem we have right now is there's nothing like explosive in terms of bomminess with our deck. There's no like explosive bombs. What do I like more, Tormenting Voice or Spare Supplies? Probably Spare Supplies. I mean, this draws right away, so maybe that's better. Yeah, I could see the argument with that. This just draws a card, but this is better if you have like sorcery synergies, like Rockslide Sorcerer or whatever. Or I could just take the Prowling Felidar, which is probably the pick anyway, because we don't really care about creature types too much, and this grows and can kill our opponent. Or the Kite Sail to fly over top. Actually, that might be the best. We probably want some evasion since we don't have any. All right. Hellion is fine. I think we go with the Axe, though. At least then we have a little more warrior synergy. It's good with the Charger and Bug Catcher and Ambusher, Tactician. All right. Yeah, I think that's right. Probably don't need any of this. I guess Protector is playable in a pinch. Gives us another creature type for maybe an Electromancer. It's a body that can let you attack with something else. Let's go to Bug Catcher. All right. Not a great card, but probably playable. I don't really care about Rubble Fort. Probably take the Hellion, I guess. Can randomly dish some damage out. There's a Relic Vial. I don't think we have any. Do we just have like one Cleric? Yeah, we have one Cleric. It's probably not good enough. We'll probably just take the Rage. We'd like some more cheap creatures. Guess we can take another Rage. Pressure Point, probably not happening, but we'll take it. Another Resolute Strike or the Tormenting Voice. I think we probably take the Tormenting Voice here. We've got enough combat tricks at this point. Tormenting Voice is playable if we're having, you know, if we're getting flooded or whatever. It can help us find some action. So, I don't know. It's not my favorite archetype, but I'd say it's probably an okay deck. Oh, geez. We could have had some sick blue stuff. I really wasn't seeing it flow early, but... Probably take the Shepherd. Yeah, Shepherd flies. I think it makes sense. This is a Warrior, which is strong. I guess we have some class stuff too, but I'd rather have the Evasion that gains life, I think. All right, Geopeat is a legitimately good beater. There is a Blade Master in here too, which is good. But I don't know if... I mean, we do have a couple pieces of equipment. Jeez, that's tough, actually, because Geopeat is really strong. But it's really tough to go wrong with the Blade Master, especially with a Kite Sail, because you can just stick that on whatever, like a Bug Catcher or a Sellsword, and you just get the Double Strike or the Charger. Yeah, that's tough. I really want this Geopeat too. Both are amazing for the deck, but I guess we go Blade Master. Can never really have enough 2-drops for it. And it also, I guess, another argument is Blade Master wears an Inordinate Rage quite well. Like, you can just go buff, and get in for 14 damage or something. All right, Kazul's Fury is really probably at its best in a deck like this. It's a spell land too. Adept would be fine here as well. But Kazul's Fury, to me, makes sense. You could do something cool like buff a Charger, get in for 4, throw it, get in for another 8. That is cool. Okay. All right, we got a Geopeat anyway, or we could take the Bug Catcher. I think Geopeat's probably better than Bug Catcher for this deck because we have a lot of Warriors now. I do actually think Bug Catcher is good, but Geopeat is a big, flashy card. I think, honestly, this is another pack where there's just a lot of stuff I want. Even Banneret's fine here. But Geopeat 3-drop that attacks is like a 5/3 Trampler. I mean, that can really dish out a lot of damage. Okay. Allied Assault. I mean, we do have some diversity in creature types, but not enough where I think it justifies Allied Assault. You could make the same argument for Minotaur, but Minotaur's got to be better than Scorch Rider, I think. Because even with just one warrior, it's a 5-mana, 5/4 haste, which is quite good. We're kind of looking like a 17-lander, too. So I can take the Sellsword and get another 2-drop. I think I actually want that. Like I said, you can never really have enough 2-drops. McKinley Stampede would be fine, too, but I think we can cut our top end, and I guess I can take a Cleric. It's not a lot of times I'd want the 1/3, but we already have a Hellion. I probably am not playing 2. This randomly synergizes with some stuff in the deck, so we can take the Spellcraft. Do we have enough removal already? Could take the Tactics, but I like Spellcraft can deal damage to an opponent as well. We have a fair amount of creatures already. I'll take the Spellcraft. Umara Mystic. Guess we can take another Rage. Probably not happening. Could take the Rider or the Protector. I mean, I do like the Protector. Yeah, probably go Protector. Just, I feel like in an aggro deck, this lets you just get in with something, which probably can be valuable. More spellcraft. I'll look at my creature types. I might actually be able to make that work. So we're playing hyper aggro. Do we play 17 lands? I mean, I'm willing to play 17 lands if... Yeah, I guess we have 2 spell lands. It's probably fine to play 17. So 4, 5, 6. We need to make a lot of cuts. There's no possible way we'd need 4 inordinate... I mean, we have a lot of removal. Molten Blast can hit the road. We got better removal than that. Yeah, we've got just tons of options in here. I mean, you can probably at least cut a couple rages. And then we still need to make like 8 cuts. Maybe we ditch the... We're at least ditching 1 Tormenting Voice, but maybe we're off the Tormenting Voice plan. I kind of like... Because we don't have much card advantage. That's an issue, but... I don't mind having a little bit of top end if we're playing 17 lands either. Like, Hellion's a good body that shocks when it comes in. That's good. I think both of our equipments are good because we have a good amount of warriors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have 5 warriors? 6? I thought we had way more than that. Huh. Maybe we're off the spellcraft because we've got 2 Royal Eruptions and I'd rather do the combat tricks if we're doing beatdown rather than... Like, maybe we can ditch these. How many creatures do we have? 18. Maybe we can cut the protectors. I do kind of like what they do, but... They feel like something I can cut. Could technically cut 1 more creature if I really wanted. But I actually like Electromancer in here with... Like, just going Warrior into Electromancer, Royal Eruption something is good. That's a good turn progression. Kill it there, 2-drop, get 2 bodies on the board. This is an important card for this deck, I think. So we just need to make 1 more cut. And it could be a creature if I really wanted. Maybe a Scorch Rider, but that leaves me with not that many warriors. 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I not do warrior count right before? 6, 7. So we have 8. 8 warriors. I probably don't... 9. I probably don't want to cut a warrior. The weakest creatures, maybe Scorch Rider. In terms of, you know, what this deck wants to do. I could see that argument. I mean, I might be willing to drop either a Resolute Strike or an Inordinate Rage. Probably the Rage because it costs more mana. Whereas Resolute Strike maybe can move equipment as well. Like move a Relic Axe randomly sometimes. It's also cheaper. Okay. I'm willing to go 17 lands, like I said, since I've got 2 spell lands. 10 and 13. So more red than whites, but we do have double white. We have double red as well. But the double white is cheaper. And I feel like Apparition's probably something you want to play. I mean, it's good early, good late, but for us, it's probably better early. Stop your 3-drop blocker, get a body on the board. So we'll probably do an extra white. I mean, I guess we need extra red. There is a lot more red 2-drops than white ones. That's tough. Maybe I do the extra red. I don't think this deck is particularly good. Like I said, we didn't get anything bomby. We don't even have a super cohesive warrior plan. The only thing it's really got going for it is pretty good removal and tricks. and a good, I mean, a good amount of early game with some potential for evasion. So it definitely can steal some games, but we'll see if we can get there. All right, I'll run it like this. I'll see you round one. All right, round one, we can keep this. It's a good hand. So GOP'd into Scorch Rider. Looks good to me. I probably rebuke that. Not that it's a big thing I have to worry about. It's just my turns are going to be so busy coming up here that it's like I don't see a reason not to do it. Keeping their board down probably is good for us. Although Scavenger's a big deal, but I guess the nice thing is we can just eliminate that right now. So they can kill it and get a 3-3. I might just have to accept that. I probably still play the GOP next turn. I'm actually not sure on that. Like, yeah, it's probably GOP'd because I can eventually, like, the GOP'd attacks for more. It's more susceptible to Subtle Strike, but the GOP'd attacks for more, and I have Resolute Strike. It's got Trample. I can cast this for haste at some point. All right, Jerboa is actually a really good draw. So, really good draw. So, play land. Now we get to even trample over, so. Then next turn I can do... It's not going to get the boost from the Jerboa, but it's the least of my concerns. So they can kill Apparition at instant speed or bounce Apparition to get their 3-3. So I guess I have to worry about that. All right. That's actually, if that's their best play, that makes me feel good. Kite Sail's actually a really nice draw too. So I think we just go land, kick this little fella, and get in with everything. And they can trade off with the Apparition, but they take lethal, so they can't even do that. They almost have to block, like... They basically have to block... I don't even know. I guess the Scorch Rider? Yeah. So we didn't even give him a good block there. And now we have Kite Sail too, which is a nice mean card to have. I think I probably make my Jerboa fly. Oh, mill 8. Well, that's another nice sort of mean card to have, so... Alright, I guess with Inordinate Rage we can just do the GOP'd here. And I guess we can attack with everything. Alright. We'll see you for game 2. Alright. Well, I think we probably mulligan this. How many white sources do I have, I guess is the question. We only have 8. Even though we are on the draw, all white spells. This hand's pretty awkward. I wish we could keep this. I think, especially with the double white, it's probably... We gotta get dudes down and attacking right away. So this one's a keep at least. And I suppose we probably ditch the Hellion. That way we keep a thing that makes our other thing cheaper. We might find a 2-drop along the way. Kitesail's actually not a bad draw. Alright. Well, I don't really want to, but I think we do because, like I said, I'm probably next turn going Electromancer, Kitesail. So I'd like to be able to keep my mana a little bit busier and save myself a few points of damage if possible. I mean, I would have taken 2 there. I would have taken another 2 this turn. So basically, Royal Eruption has saved me about 4 points of damage so far. And it would have been even more. All right, Blade Master. I wish was better here. Problem with Blade Master is this isn't a warrior, but it's okay. We probably just get in and we can drop the Blade Master, and that's actually fine. They might attack with everything too, which would let us get in with this Minotaur. Unfortunately, we can't get in with the Minotaur and equip it, but it's okay. Oh, Maul. That's a strong one. Okay. So here, I think we just play this. Get in for 8. Still a mana shy of re-equipping, unfortunately. But the Blade Master is, I guess, technically keeping their sellsword at bay. Alright, so they play the Ox, but don't play a land. But they're attacking with everything, which is not super sensical, but I like it. So we have an Ambusher. I suppose we just don't quite have lethal, but it's not a huge deal. So the play is re-equip Kitesail to the Minotaur. Get in here. Then we equip probably the Electromancer because it's our one non-warrior. But if they have a land, they're gonna kill us if they have a land, but all right. It's not technically a land. Not really sure why that took so long to figure that out, but looks like they did. All right, we'll see you for the next one. Okay, we can keep this hand. So we'll go Paired Tactician here. Is it non-land permanent too? Well, if I get another white, I can take out the Roost of Drakes. That's good. All right, so here we can go attack for 3. And I can play the Scorch Rider. This gives them more kicker opportunities with the familiar, but I also need to probably make best use of my mana here, so I'm going to go Scorch Rider. Scorch Rider is also kind of important for letting us attack and buff the Paired Tactician. Now, granted, they're able to gain life from familiar, but this to me just sort of makes sense because even we could actually rip a white too, which is important. So if we rip a white, we're actually in pretty good shape, I think. I don't think their blocks are all that good either. Especially given that we've got Resolute Strike, so that's cool. Oh, it looks like they've got something to play here, though. Remember, they still have the mana up there, so let's go Thundering Rebuke on the familiar. Make sure it taps the red. So now we can attack here. All right, that's actually just really good for us here. So 1 mana. This is why Resolute Strike is a good card. I mean, granted, we actually didn't do that much. We basically got rid of a little bit of the value on Roost of Drakes, but we're also still just 1 white mana away from immediately dealing with that Roost of Drakes, yeah. So we've got that going for us, which is nice, yeah. We can do that post-combat, I suppose. So I think the play, we want to keep the damage output coming, so let's just make sure. I'm always scared of auto-tapping. I think I saw it do it the right way, but you can never be too careful. So we'll do that. Get in for 4. And then we'll play the Apparition and get rid of the Roost of Drakes. And the nice thing is they only get a 1/1 out of it, so that is actually kind of nice. Alright, Bug Catcher is not bad, but it definitely seems like a good spot to do Minotaur and get some hastiness in. Alright. Could have attacked there, I guess. I don't know if that would have been better. They're wondering what they should get back. Dry Disruption. Well, I guess now that we know they have it, we can play around it, which is nice. Also, Kazul's Fury is nice too. So it does actually keep us off of a second play this turn. So I guess, GOP is the best if we can get land going. Although Paired Tactician kind of makes sense too, because it can get buffed. So let's just go Tactician. Attacking with 2 4/3s could be quite valuable. so we have the 6th land now, which is nice. That lets us go. I mean, I'd like to sandbag it for Geopeed, but I don't think we have that luxury. So we can attack with Scorch Rider and Paired Tactician. What kind of blocking does that give them? It's probably worth it while we keep the Gazul's Fury up. I think that's probably the best move we've got here. I mean, I could attack with the Apparition too. Like, I don't know if there's actually a problem with that. That's probably fine. So we trade off both of those. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, so now we go, because they have the disruption up, we just go Geopeed, land, and Bug Catcher. Alright. Oh, Resolute Strike's nice. We don't quite have lethal with Gazul's Fury yet, but we're actually close. That was a good draw. So they have 3 blockers, which is kind of what they needed. Land there, I think, probably does it, though, because now we can attack with everything. And they probably die. Probably. It's a pretty surprising victory here. It doesn't really matter how they block. They're going to die. Definitely a surprising victory, though. I mean, Apparition single-handedly won us this game, taking out the Roost Drakes. Like I said, it doesn't matter how they block. Yeah, wow. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, got a keep here. Looks like a pretty good hand. Oh, nice. We'll go Sellsword here. I don't need to trade Charger for anything here. Winbala, okay. Well, that's a good draw. Let's go Royal Eruption, Linvala. They can make it indestructible. It doesn't actually matter. We're gonna go Kite Sail. Okay, well, yeah, I think we still want to keep the Gazul's Fury. I think I'll take it. Kind of winning the race right now. I'd rather keep the Charger around in case they have more X1s. They very well could. Huh. Really? All right. We have Gazul's Fury, which actually, guess I should mention, is lethal if we're able to connect with this sellsword with the Resolute Strike. We have the mana to do it too, so something we can be mindful of, I suppose. Kind of want them to just tap out and not have a flyer so we can win. That would be the best. Obviously, we're going for it regardless here. Well, they did have that pesky flyer. And they get to steal her. Yeah, that's too bad. I think every time I've played against Skydiver, it's at a target every time. And every time I've played it, I don't know if I've ever stolen anything. That's probably not true. I've probably stolen one Mind Carver when my opponent had 2 cards in their graveyard. There's nothing I can do, right? Nope. Not a thing I can do about it. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, man, right when I draw the Blade Master, too. What a bummer. So what can I do? What can I do? So if I connect with everything, I'm actually still, even with Resolute Strike. Well, I guess that's not true. We probably just have to go for lethal here. See what happens. There's a chance that we somehow connect with Cliffhaven Sellsword, but I think chances are more likely that's where they're going to block. Or like that, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, I suppose that means we probably... What do we do? If I play Resolute Strike, that's all I can do this turn. I can't even follow up with the Blade Master. I can save my Sellsword, or I can save my Ambusher with the Resolute Strike. I can... play the Kazul's Fury as a land to follow up with Shepherd of Heroes next turn. Maybe the Blade Master is more important to me. Like, I don't know if saving any of these matter so much. Kazul's Fury, I'm never going to be able to pump this and do it. I guess best use of mana is the Blade Master, so we'll just take all the trades. And I could play the Kazul's Fury, but then I feel like I just rip lands for the rest of the game, so I probably needed to win. Well, we can play the Shepherd now. We can gain 4 life. Well, we're going to go for potentially winning next turn, I think. I guess I could have killed them if I attacked and they didn't block, but if they do block, I have to play a Resolute Strike just to kill the Colossus. I don't love that. I think we just go for... look for a way to win here. With Resolute Strike and Kazul's Fury. But they have so much mana, they probably also get to re-equip. I mean, if either of our guys connect with the Resolute Strike and the Kazul's Fury, I believe we win, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. This would only deal 6, and 6 plus throwing it's not lethal, so I guess I'm wrong. Well, taking 7. Bug catchers, not bad. Let's just get in here. Wow. 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 Can't believe we won. All right. We'll see you for the next one. All right. Well, we got to keep here. I don't think we play the Cleric as a land either. It's probably more valuable to me for, I don't know, as an attacker. I guess because I have both colors. Technically, it could keep me off a turn 4 Scorch Rider by doing this, but... yeah, that is the question. I still think I'm playing the Cleric. This might be wrong, but... I'm just going to hope I rip a land in the next 2 turns. I can trade... yeah, actually, I like this. Especially if they block. Because I would do the Inordinate Rage there and be pretty happy, but... this will do for now. Main phase Skydancer actually makes sense to get that bug catcher damage in. Well, I got rid of a land and a removal, which is pretty good, but let's just get in. Probably gonna Inordinate Rage, I think. Try and find a land. Charger, no. And Resolute Strike at least gives us a little bit of Royal Eruption protection as well. Alright. So, not playing that Cleric as a land has been... well, it's tough to say how costly it's actually been. I mean, I'm taking a quadrillion damage here. They just happen to have full party. But, I don't know. We very easily could have ripped a land and honestly been just fine that turn, so... oh, what can we do now? We can do Electromancer. We ramp for 3, and then I can Royal Eruption the Bug Catcher. But then I can't Resolute Strike. Another option is to attack with both. I think they just snap take it. They have absolutely zero reason there to not take it. So it probably makes more sense to just go... man, that kind of sucks, though. Alright, I guess we go Electromancer. And Royal Eruption the Bug Catcher, because it's big. And I guess we get in with the Tactician. I don't really want to, but there we are. So we got about as punished as you could possibly get for playing Cleric as a creature. And even getting punished as we possibly could get, Cleric still did a little bit of work, but not nearly enough to win this game, I don't think. We needed a land like 2 or 3 turns ago, so might as well save ourselves from damage. This isn't doing anything anymore. We don't have the land to cast Resolute Strike. We still don't see the land. We're just super dead, aren't we? Yeah. All right. Did a whole lot of nothing that game. We'll see you for the next one. All right, this one's keep, and at the very least, playing the Cleric makes a lot more sense now, so won't get punished 2 games in a row for not playing Cleric as a land. And we even have a 2-drop Warrior. That's pretty perfect. So we can attack with Ambusher first. And then could play the GOP, but I'm actually going to go Tactician, start getting those counters going now. Next turn I can go GOP plus Kite Sail, which is quite nice. Yeah, I guess that actually causes us a little bit of difficulty here, because they're just going to snap trade for the... I guess this is actually totally fine. We just go Kite Sail. Yeah, this actually is totally fine. Kite Sail here, attack with both. They can offer the trade to my Ambusher. I'm willing to trade my Ambusher for a Geyser Mage. They don't even want to. And this is even better for us now, because now we get in for 5. We play a Geopede that's going to smash for 5 next turn. Or we can even do... Yeah, this looks good to me. This is a Warrior too, so... And they're still just swinging for the fences, which I guess makes sense to a certain extent. So they have something, but we're going to go for the Minotaur play quite easily here. So they have 4 mana up. If I attack with the Ambusher, I think they have something is basically what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to attack like this. I think they probably have like a bounce effect of some sort. So they have to deal with Tactician. We have Resolute Strike, which can randomly move a Kite Sail. I don't know if that matters too much, but we can also double pump this Ambusher, which is quite nice. So let's get in with everything here. I have to chump there. Oh, and then they died a double Ambusher. All right. We'll see for the next one. All right. We go first. We have a bunch of red stuff, but we do have the Sellsword. We're like a red mana. We have 9 red sources too, I believe. I guess we probably keep it. This hand's going to need a red mana to win, but if we get a red mana, this hand's really nice, so I guess we keep it and hope. I mean, even if we don't rip a red and we rip a Kite Sail, that's already like 10 draws that make this hand better, so... So we'll drop the Bug Catcher here. They're gonna block? Oh my word. It's like Christmas. Scorch Rider, I'll keep that. It's a good threat right now. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to be dealing with that promptly here. Actually, I can burn face with that. Yeah, we probably do it on the sorcerer then. As much as I guess I could Royal Eruption the wizard too to get in for 3. Because otherwise it's kind of a snap block with the bug catcher. But we deal trample. Or would I rather have the Royal Eruption? It's a fine question. I don't know the answer. I feel like the Royal Eruption's more important than both of these creatures, so we'll allow us some trample to get in there and pass. I guess we could just get mind drained here, and that'd be pretty punishing. We're still a land away from... I mean, I could sandbag lands, but we might as well build towards a kicker Royal Eruption if we're going to get flooded. I think we just smash here. That's a totally fine trade, too. Now we're close to just lethal with a hit and a Royal Eruption kicked. Oh, wow. You don't say. Yeah, now we can just kill him with a land. Which is pretty good. Wow. Can't believe we stole a victory there. We'll see for the next one. Alright, this is a keep. Believe it or not, we're not playing the turn 1 Cleric as a land, because I want to get the Charger and a Blade Master going. Charge Master into Blade Master into Jerboa. It's a pretty decent turn progression, actually. And then we can use this as a landfall effect. Ooh. Plans have changed. Jerboa is better on turn 4 anyway with a land, so I'm cool with that. Well, I guess I can't do much about that. He successfully ate our Charger there. I'll do 0 damage to a duelist. How's that sound? All right, they're doing it. They're getting there. They're beating us down. We'll go Tactician here. All right. Infiltrator's pretty scary. I wish I could do something about that, but I can't. So we'll get in for 4. I like that. What do they think I had for 1 red? I'm trying to think if there is anything for 1 red. Spikefield Hazard. That's not even good enough. Even Spikefield Hazard would not be good enough there. So, land is just about, you know, not what we're looking for at all. But not much to be done. I guess we have to make trades I don't want to make while my opponent reaps value. I would have snap blocked there if I'm just ripping stuff every turn like my opponent. I mean, they're still winning either way, but I don't want to take damage against the aggro deck. I mean, like I said, they're handily beating us right now, but I'm just surprised they want to take all that damage. I mean, we can't even get 2 warriors for our pair tactician. They're critting us right now. Just 4 cards in hand, 6 open mana. It's not where you want to be, but we're attacking with everything. I guess that's not the worst. I mean, this is theirs to lose. They're in such prime position to beat us. This is honestly theirs to lose. So we'll kill the Skitter Sneak. Thought Thief's obviously good too, but I think this makes the most sense. What does an Electromancer do? Gives me a 3-2? Nah. That's not going to win us the game. We need like I have no idea what we need to win this game. Xul's Fury's not going to do it. Royal Eruption's not going to do it. Even if I were to find some way to magically connect with both of my creatures, and I kicked that Royal Eruption that just got milled, it still wouldn't be enough to kill my opponent. I have absolutely no idea what we could draw to get out of this mess, but I can tell you very easily land is not it. All right. We're super dead. It doesn't matter if I keep the Cleric back. They can just get in with this stuff. So, all right. Ended up going 5-3, which is just so much better than I expected this deck to go. I'm thrilled with that. Yeah, 5-3 with this deck. We won. We won so hard. We won so much harder than this deck deserved. So that's great. All right, we'll see you for the next one.